Our world has evolved into defining our worth based on our attachments. Yes, I said attachments. We define our worth based on who we're married to, who we're in a relationship with, the amount of money we have, our home, our car, our job, our family, our kids, even through the affirmations that we use so we can manifest what we want. But the thing is, this gives us a sense of false power because when we define ourselves based on these attachments and these labels, what happens when they're not going our way? What happens when these things, these people leave our life? We feel as if life has ended. We feel as if we are not good enough. We feel as if we are unworthy of what we truly desire. So on today's video, I want to go through helping you guys understand how to overcome unworthiness and start to realizing why you're feeling like you're not good enough for relationships, your desires, and the things that you want in life. And I guarantee you, everything I share with you in this video, you should save it and bookmark it, boo-boo, because what I will share with you today is not only being able to help you overcome unworthiness, but you start to recognize that you will be able to have the sense of self-mastery over how you think and how you feel to the point that you won't need anything or anyone. You just start realizing it's a part that you can add to your happiness that you already have. Beautiful beings, welcome back, AwakenOnes, on another episode on Embracing Essential Series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontanez. If you're new to this channel, I'm so glad to have you here. And if you've been on this journey with me so far, only love to you, boo-boo. I appreciate you guys so much for letting me be a guide on your spiritual journey to help you to awaken to things you have yet to see with emotional awareness and learning how to gain self-mastery over this life to create your reality. But other than that, beautiful beings, if you want to know any of my business inquiries and how to get in contact with me, all the information is down in the description box below, as well as my intuitive readings and channeling messages start at only $40. And I also do Reiki healing sessions. I do inner child work. I do have a healing course as well called Awaken Prophecy. Will help you assist on how to feel whole and complete and understanding what your dharma is in this existence, meaning your purpose. And I also sell merch as well. I'm deciding to not only just sell clothing, but I am going to start making jewelry, so stay tuned for that as well. So other than that, beautiful beings, let's get right into it. Just make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. I'll greatly appreciate it, as well as I feel that these videos are going to assist a lot of people who are awakening to their spiritual journey. So please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below what you feel you have gained out of this video today. But other than that, beautiful beings, let's get right into it. How to overcome unworthiness and why you feel you are not good enough. Now, I said in the beginning, a lot of us define our worth based on the things that we possess, but we forget that there's an inner world that when we leave this world, we can't take those things that we defined our worth through this 3D existence. So when we leave this world, we can't take that money. We can't take our kids. We can't take our lover. We can't take our family. We can't take our home. We can't take absolutely anything that we have on this physical plane. But the only thing that we can take with us is the memories, the lessons, and who we allowed ourselves to grow into through this physical existence. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this all with you today is because a lot of us, we live in a world that doesn't help us thrive. It helps us survive. So therefore, we're always in fight or flight mode. And we're always sabotaging good things. And we're always running away from what we want. And it's because we believe that we have to prove ourselves or be someone or have something to feel worthy of the things that we desire within relationships, desires, or anything in life. And it's really heartbreaking. And I say this because I was that person for a very, very long time. Meaning that I always felt like I was never good enough. I always felt like I was unworthy. I always felt like I had to prove myself. And through this, I created my own suffering. And we're so powerful that we could create our happiness or our suffering. But ever since I came upon this quote, which I think I was like a teenager, and I'll use it to the day that I die. And that is, I'm not happy because life is good. I'm happy because I see the good in everything of life. And I'm very grateful that I have the heart of discernment to recognize the good within people, regardless of their conscious way of being is toxic or not good. And I say this because when you can allow yourself to be happy regardless of what's going on in your outer circumstances, regardless of what you're not receiving, it brings you a sense of empowerment to recognize that you are everything that you seek, and everything that you seek actually seeks you more than you seeking it. It's kind of like putting your desires in a relationship kind of like in a friend zone, because when you do, you're not putting it on a pedestal. And even though it does sound like you're putting yourself on a pedestal, you're kind of putting yourself on your throne in a way, meaning that everyone has a calling, everyone has a purpose, everyone's existence matters, and you don't need to prove yourself to manifest. You don't need to have things before being able to have that relationship. You don't need to have a home, a car to have that relationship. You don't need to be in a certain position in order to have that job. We are already everything that we desire. But I want to share with you the reasons why you do not feel like you are enough for the things that you want. And here's how we're going to start. The grass is not greener on the other side. I don't care what anyone says. I've been in relationships where people just drop me because they chose someone else, but they end up always coming back because they thought the grass was green on the other side. And the reason why I say, and I used to be this too, the reason why I say the grass is not greener on the other side is because if you're not watering where you are currently, you're never going to be happy anywhere else. And like Abraham Hicks says, if you are wanting to get to a state of happiness by having the thing that you're trying to manifest, but you're not happy with the manifestations that you have already created, there will make no difference, meaning that you will never be happy when you do have that thing. And it's very true. Like for me, I did have my own place. I did have that relationship. I did have that position I always wanted to have, but I wasn't happy. And I ended up just leaving my life because I wasn't happy or appreciative of it. So we have to understand the reason why we don't feel good enough is because we're not watering exactly where we are. We're not accepting that life is trying to teach us how to merge and shift internally rather than thinking we need things externally to make us happy. Happiness comes from within and never comes on the without. And everything on the outside of you doesn't define you, and everything on the outside of you will never help create you. It all starts with you. When you shift your energy, shift your mindset, shift your emotions, and shift the way of being, that's when things start shifting. So that's the first thing, the reason why you don't feel good enough. It's because you're not watering where you are currently or accepting your current circumstances. Now, the second thing is perfectionism. Oh, I'm a Capricorn and I struggle with this shit. We think perfectionism is the idealistic way of living. Living in the suburbs, having the home, having the family, having the picket white fence, having the good money, having the good this, always on a high, always being happy. But perfectionism is just an illusion to deny the indications of what's going on inside. Meaning that we have a lot of people who, you always see those people, why they're always so happy, why they're always so happy, but we don't know what's going on in their personal life. And their personal life is probably fucking hell. And it's because we bypass a lot of our bullshit. And this is the same thing with manifesting. We always think that we have to be happy in order to manifest. But when we always want to seek positivity, but when we're always seeking positivity and denying the lower vibrational emotions, we're bypassing our bullshit. We're bypassing the blockages and we're bypassing the resistance. I mean, there's no such thing as blockages. But if we have beliefs that there are blockages and we're trying to run away from them and not look within, then what we're really doing is causing a disservice and causing more resistance, because what resists persists. It's like with emotions. When we don't want to deal with shit or have the hard conversations or do the shadow work or really look in the mirror and see the problems that we are creating within our own lives, and we try to bypass that with happiness, a lot of us think that it goes away. It never goes away. What it actually does is that it it's energy. Everything is energy. So emotions are energy. When we bypass the emotion that's trying to come to the surface to be felt and to be seen, and we suppress that, what we're doing, it's like looking at a plant that's fully grown and trying to submerge it back into the ground. And when we submerge those emotions back into our body, they sit within our body and they become residual energies that trigger us in different moments in time. So pretty much when someone triggers you, they didn't trigger you. They just flipped the switch on the trigger that's already within that you denied seeing. And this has to do with perfectionism, because when we strive to be perfect, we are denying the human imperfect aspects that make up who we fully are as a whole being. So perfectionism is just an illusion. Imperfectionism allows you to be human while also recognizing your spiritual essence in this existence. Now, the next thing I want to share with you guys is that comparison. The reason why we don't feel good enough is because we compare ourselves to other people. And social media has a great way of doing this. But I'm a huge believer that you can use social media for very positive influences on yourself. Meaning that I unfollow things I don't want to follow that are not good for my mind. I don't listen to people who are not giving good messages. You know, we could be very influential on ourselves in a very toxic manner or in a healthy manner that's going to actually empower us. So comparison is another reason why we do not feel good enough, because when we compare ourselves to others, we're denying our existence, and we're also doing a disservice to the reason why divine created you. You know, I know we live in a world where we're told to follow, and I know when you look at people who don't follow the crowd, you get discouraged because it's like, I want to do that. And that's what people call haters. I don't really call them haters. I actually pray for people like that because they want to be me so bad because they don't know how to be themselves. And it's very sad. And I want the best for everyone. I want everyone to succeed. Even if you did me dirty, I have so much grace and so much forgiveness that I know how karma works, since I'm a Capricorn and Daddy Saturn rules karma. So I understand that no matter what, when I give grace, when I give love, when I give forgiveness, when I want the best for other people, I receive that in return. So regardless of that, you know, when we compare ourselves to others, and when others compare themselves to us, we have to recognize that there's no need for us to believe that we have to be like someone else, that we have to have what other people have, that we have to follow. I know there's a lot of people who say follow the trend, that's how you make money, that's how you get your stuff out there. But the thing is, I think it's so authentic and beautiful when someone could carve their own path, regardless of what people think, regardless of what people say, and regardless if people don't support them. Because at the end of the day, you're following an inner call that is divinely meant for you, that's actually meant to exist on this planet. The desires, the dreams that you want are actually a vision that a higher power has for you and wants for you. That's why it keeps singling and triggering and yelling at you to go for what you desire. Because, and even though it causes resistance, the desire is there because it wants us to face our fears and overcome it. The desire is there because divine is trying to knock at our door within our heart and let us know that there's more to us than what we see and what we currently have, because we're meant to be more, because we're so much powerful than we allow ourselves to be seen and perceived. So, you know, everything you desire desires you too, but everything that you envision yourself to be, you already are. And the reason why you're being called towards that, and the reason why there may be so much resistance and so much blockages and so much fears, is because you can't gain your sense of self-mastery unless you face what is in the way. And most of all, what's in our way? Comparison, perfectionism, inherited things and belief systems from your parents, from your family, and from people around you, and projections. But when you can allow yourself to never be triggered by things on the outside of you, then you learn how to power yourself within you. And that is the goal here. So the way to overcome unworthiness with all the things I've shared with you is to recognize that whenever you feel unworthy, it doesn't mean that that's true. Your thoughts don't create your reality unless you believe in it. So what's very important to learn how to overcome unworthiness is when you feel unworthy, it's only signaling to you an indication that there's a false sense of belief within you, that it wants to be seen so it could rid itself within your body. Meaning that when sadness comes up, when unworthiness comes up from a relationship, why someone's not texting you back, why someone's not saying I love you, why is it that you don't get what you manifest within money, within your desires, within your home, why is it that you don't have that job, why is it that life is not going the way that you want to? When those feelings come to the surface as it angers, rage, sadness, depression, it doesn't mean that's who you are. Your thoughts are not who you are. Your emotions are not who you are. When you could detach yourself from your emotions, from your thoughts, from your body itself, then what you're really doing is observing the discord within your being. And when you can recognize the discord and those indications of emotions that are coming to the surface to be felt, it's because they want to be released. Please understand, when emotions come to the surface, it's not because they want to bother you. It's because they want to be released. So when you feel unworthy, the healing, the reason why we heal, and the reason why we feel is so we don't have to linger in that energy anymore that's not serving us. Unworthiness is trying to help us recognize how worthy we are. I know it's such a fucking paradox, but that's how we learn our lessons. That's how we learn our growth. That's how we become the sovereign being that we desire to be. You guys, I've been on this healing journey for a long time, and I always thought it was a curse, but now I'm starting to see it's such a blessing, because a lot of people don't have the power of discernment. A lot of people don't have the power of self-mastery. And I can say it took a long time to get to this place, and there's still a journey to go, but I'm very grateful that I never gave up. Because when I never gave up on my healing, that means I never gave up on myself. And when you never give up on yourself, you never give up on what you desire. If anything, you rather want to persist in facing those resistance, because sooner or later, when you keep clearing your chakras, clearing your mind, clearing your belief system, something is going to pop off. Something is going to manifest. Something that you've been waiting for will come to the surface and will come to you quicker than you think, because you didn't give up on the healing journey. You didn't give up on facing why you felt unworthy. You started to recognize how worthy you are and started to face those restrictions that probably weren't even your own. So you guys, that's all I wanted to share with you today. How to overcome unworthiness, and why is it that you don't feel good enough within relationship desires and in life. And also, if you haven't checked out my recent video, how to embrace contradictions, I believe if you intertwine that video with this video, it will really help you be able to have self-mastery and manifest a lot quicker. Because when we can embrace the contradictions, embrace the lower vibrational emotions as an unworthiness, then we will be able to master thyself, and not to seek happiness on the outside of us, but to seek happiness on the inside of us, and recognize that when you can vision yourself as you want within without needing it on the outside, then boom, nothing can make you unhappy, and nothing can manipulate you, hurt you, or use you, because you know who the fuck you are and what you deserve. Other than that, you guys, I love you so much. Go check out this video right after this one. Until then, see you on the next one.